and scarcity. Ghent, who we're going to talk you version, which was the Chicago version of the Soul Train. Perhaps the seed of the soul was sown by Hill's show, which featured kids dancing to R&B hits of the day. Rock of Ages, the gospel show hosted by WVON's Isabel Joseph Johnson. The air check featured is Shopping Bag Show from an August 1967, and it finds Hill playing a lot of Stax stuff. Stax was a music company back in the day. So when they say Stax stuff, they're talking about Stax music. Some lowdown blues and harder hitting soul. Hill does all of his own commercials, including plugs for a forthcoming Battle of the Blues between Little Milton and Albert King, and a Sunday afternoon concert featuring Otis Clay, Bobby Rush, and Otis Rush, Howlin' Wolf, and Shaky Jakes, and others, and a car dealership so intended on selling cars that if the buyer didn't know how to drive, it would pay for lessons. It's a great air check. Now, if only we can find some video from the Red Heart Blues, that would be wonderful. That was taken from an article done by Stepfather of Soul Blogspot. That's Stepfather of Soul Blogspot. Okay? And it's the Soul on Air 7 Big Bill Hill 1967. So that's the tag. You could actually go online and check it out. Then we have Don Cornelius or Donald Cortez Cornelius. Donald Cortez Cornelius was born on Chicago's South Side on September 27, 1936, and raised in the Bronzeville neighborhood. After graduating from DuSable High School in 1954, he joined the United States Marine Corps and served 18 months in Korea. He worked various jobs following his stint in the military, including selling tires, automobiles, and insurance, and as an officer with the Chicago Police Department. He quit his day job to take a 3-month broadcasting course in 1966. Now, despite being married with 2 sons and having only $400 in his bank account, in 1966 he landed a job as an announcer, news reporter, and disc jockey on Chicago's radio station, WVON. Cornelius joined Chicago Station Television, or Chicago Television Station, WCIU TV, in 1967 and hosted a news program called A Black's View of the News. In 1970, he launched Soul Train on WCIU TV as a daily local show. The program entered national syndication and moved to Los Angeles the following year. Eddie Kendricks, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Bobby Hutton, and Honeycombs were featured on the national debut episode. Originally a journalist and inspired by the civil rights movement, Cornelius recognized that in the late 60s, there was no television venue in the United States for soul music. He introduced many African American musicians to a larger audience as a result of their appearance on Soul Train, a program that was both influential among African Americans and popular with a wider audience. As writer, producer, and host of Soul Train, Cornelius was instrumental in offering wider exposure to Black musicians such as James Brown, Aretha Franklin, and guess who? Michael Jackson. As well as creating opportunities for talented dancers, setting a precedence for a popular TV dance program. Cornelius said, "We had a show that kids gravitated to," and Spike Lee described the program as an urban music time capsule. With the creation of Soul Train, Don was able to keep the movement going well past Martin Luther King's death. He kept the momentum going well